Hello, everybody, and welcome to Phoenix International Raceway. Race number 6 of the ADS season takes us to the desert. RMS was at Las Vegas last week, which started their West Coast swing. ADS is kind of gonna do the same thing, but a bit shorter compared to RMS, and it starts here at Phoenix, right smack dab in the middle of the desert, Phoenix, Arizona. It gets hot sometimes, but anyways, 42 drivers, most of them have been waiting once again to get back on track and get consistently uh, racing once again. And Phoenix is usually, well, not usually, this is the first season, is going to be the start of that now. We shouldn't really have a break for quite a while, I think. Something like that. But anyways, enough yapping for me. Let's get through your starting lineup. On pole, for the first time in his career, is Robert Phantom. And to his outside is Gray Sachs in the 3. Row 2, RMS regular Montana Sherman. We'll talk about RMS regulars as a whole later. And Larry Eagleton to his outside. Row 3 is Hector Garcia and Mark McDowell. I almost said Mark Reynolds. That's a completely different person. That's not Ronnie, Manuel Martin, and Samuel Levestre. It's been a little bit since I've done a race, but anyways. Dick Patrick and Alan Park with a shocking 10th place in qualifying. He'll start 10th. And Riley Pearson and Nathan Buchanan, they're in row 6. Row 7 is another RMS regular, that being Dan Sedgwick. The 6 car won last weekend, more like 2 weekends ago. That was with Purab Stravostava in the car, and to his outside is current ADS points leader, that being Jackson Ryda, looking for a possible win here today. He'll be starting on the outside though, so that's a bit of a disadvantage. Row 8 is Patrick Raven and David Stevenson. Row 9 is Peter Onjak and Maria Tagola in the 51. That is, yep. Row 10 is Brody Williamson and Carson Townsend. Row 11 is Aaron Pulaski and Anthony McClure in the 54. Row 12 is Junior Martin and Mark Milans in the 98. Row 13 is Cara Reynolds and Taryn Zips. They occupy this row. And then it's George Bryan and Bart Seiler. After that, it is Madison Lockport and Janie Oberman. They're now in the 93 this week, after a couple weeks out of the 93, of course, for Angel Gutierrez. But now they're back once again. Anyways, Abby Buchanan, the only ADS regular to win so far this season. And to her outside is Sally Patrick. Lucen Reyes and Neil Dick. Then it's Colt Scott and Murdoch Mercy, surprisingly, starting far back in the field. Another shocking bad qualifying is Ryan Skerr at the 49. He's starting far back in the field alongside Tsukamoto Kazuko. Row 20 is Ricky Percat and Geoff Jordan. Jeffrey Boyd, I don't know why I said Geoff Jordan. And then the final row is Burt Brayton and Bandit Gallagher in the 04. I almost said Logan Poharchik, but he's going to be suspended for a long time. So anyways, enough yapping from me. Let's get this race underway. It was terrible yapping.
Drivers, start your engines!
And the engines will fire up, and the cars are now rolling. It's only race number 6 of the season, but still intense as ever, as the pace car will soon head to pit road for this short track, kind of. I would say Phoenix is a short track. Sometimes it's debated on whether or not Phoenix is a short track, but anyways, Robert Phantom, Gray Sachs, ADS regulars will lead the field to green, and we're underway at Phoenix. Sherman already looking to get the lead. He bumps Phantom out of the way. Here comes the 5. Didn't quite bump him out of the way enough. He'll hang on. But now there's a battle for second developing between these two. Gray Sachs, Montana Sherman. Sachs has made a couple RMS starts as he comes diving down to the inside of Phantom. He really wants to get that lead. 3 wide behind for second. Phantom's going to lead the first lap. But Sherman should be able to take it in 1 and 2 unless Phantom can get a good run on the outside on the exit of turn 2, and it looks like he will. And it looks like he will be able to clear Sherman into turn 3. Not quite. No, he's still running the high side. Sherman has a chance. Still side by side. Larry Eagleton waiting in the wings. Close at the line. It'll be Sherman leading the lap. Just barely. And that should give him the lead possibly into turn 1. And he will clear. Montana Sherman officially has the lead. Phantom will fall back to second place. Battle for third going on between Larry Eagleton and Gray Sachs. Sachs hasn't really been able to get to the inside at all as Eagleton drives it into the corner. He really wants to get second place, but I think Phantom should be able to hang on, and he will. Mark McDowell kind of joining on this battle as well. Good start for him. He's up to 5th place. Hector Garcia, 6th place. Under attack from Riley Pearson behind, trying to get 7th. Oh, barely room on the inside there for the 0-0. Dick Patrick also making his way through the field. Kind of stumbling over my words to start off. Yeah, definitely a lot of shuffling the field going on. Phantom trying to keep Sherman a bit close as McDowell shoving it in there, looking for some room, trying to make it up to 3rd place underneath the 77. He can't quite make the move. Samuel Levester as well started 8th and is doing a pretty good job of battling with the drivers. I don't know what I just said, but anyways, doing a pretty good job after the start of the race. You know, we talked about how the high side usually not the line you want to be on for races, you know, especially Phoenix, I think. But yeah, the high side, you can actually use it a bit, and I kind of forgot about that because it's been a while since I've used this version of Phoenix. Diving it in there, Pearson really trying to get 3rd place. Yes, that is 3rd place. Kind of came out of nowhere. Riley Pearson been having a quiet season a little bit as the top 2 will now pull away from the 77-0. Sachs waiting in the wings to make a move. And as you've seen so far this race, these drivers have been a bit aggressive making moves, trying to make it 3 wide, diving under drivers. Speaking of which, we got a battle for the lead going on. Phantom trying to get the lead over Sherman. He cannot. He'll fail at that battle. Pearson will clear for 3rd. As Phantom, I think, will possibly try again to grab the lead back. Robert Phantom trying to break the streak of RMS regulars winning ADS races. They've been very dominant so far this season. As there goes Phantom again, diving it in there. Has a bit of an edge on Sherman this time. Front straightaway. Sherman's just barely going to lead the lap. Phantom has the possible advantage into turn 1, but Sherman should get a good run out of turn 2. Might be able to hold on to the lead. Still a bit side by side. Can't quite get clear. Might get clear into turn 3, and he will, but he'll run the bit of a higher side. And Phantom will just stick right behind the 5 this time. That's allowed Pearson to close up a bit, and Sherman definitely pulled away a bit there. Fastest lap currently belongs to Riley Pearson, fun fact. She has a really fast 0-0 car underneath her right now. As the field kind of settles down, Sherman starting to pull away once again. Running a bit of a higher line. And Phantom trying to chase him down again. Eagleton looking to get 3rd place. Peeked down to the inside, not very close at all on making a move on Riley Pearson. I should also mention that I believe Gray Sachs is, I don't think he's 2nd in points, top 5 in points. And so far his competitors are not really doing well right now. Jackson Ryder currently 19th in points. Ryan Scarrett 33rd. I said 19th in points. I meant the points leader. Jackson Ryder currently 19th in the race right now. And then Ryan Scarrett 2nd in points. He hasn't really made much progress at all as Sherman continues to pull away. Pearson, I think, thought about trying to get on the inside of the 07, but could not. Vanek Elger's still in last, so pretty much nothing has changed with this running order at the back. There's Scarrett right now, 49. just a bit up ahead. Junior Martin looks like he hasn't had a good start to his race. He dropped to like a rock. And now he's almost in last. Scarrett up to 31st, so he's slowly making his way through the field. Some other notable drivers. Pulaski started near the top 20. David Stevenson started in the top 20. He's starting to fall back. 24th right now, under attack from Lucen Reyes. George Bryan kind of making his way through the field. He started a bit farther back, 27th. Now he's currently up to about 22nd, I would say. Almost into the top 5 if he can make this move. Oh, and also Alan Park as well. We haven't really talked about him at all ever since the start of the race, which, wasn't that long ago, but we talked about how he started pretty well, especially in race gaze equipment, and he has fallen back ever since, probably because of the outside line not being the preferred line, and also being in slightly worse equipment compared to mostly everybody else. As he'll drop another position. Phantom kind of tracking down Sherman once again for the lead, possibly. The gap was almost a second as, oh man, Eagleton driving it into the corner, trying to get underneath Pearson. Battle for third, developing. Phantom sort of closing in on Sherman once again. Side by side between third and fourth. And Pearson will hang on as Sherman continues to dominate. Not really much battling going on in the top 5, to say the least. And I might have spoke too soon. Pearson's trying to get second again. Here she goes. Doesn't have enough of a run. Peak down to the inside. May have had a chance to bump Phantom out of the way. And now has a chance here. Coming out of turn 2. Not quite. Can't quite get side by side. And we'll just stay right behind the 07 for now. Phantom is slowly closing in on the lead again. I think he gained some ground a little bit there on Sherman. We'll see the times. He's slowly gaining ground. Not a lot of ground, but a little bit. But he's got to hold off Pearson as well at the same time. So it's going to be a bit of a tough battle here for Robert Phantom to hold on. As Pearson, slides up a bit. Little crossover might be an advantage to Riley Pearson there. As Sherman will cross the line. And time gain again. That time, a lot of time gain for Robert Phantom. And he's closing in big time. This lap should be another good lap for the 07 machine. As we head into turns 3 and 4. Sherman is there. He's definitely there. Pearson to the inside, though. Does she have enough of a run to get side by side? No, not quite. Phantom holds her off for now. And he lost a bit of time there because of that. Pearson is driving it into the corner. She says, I don't care that you're tracking down Montana Sherman right now. I want to get second. And that actually kind of helped Phantom, I believe. He got a bit of a run on the outside in turn 2, and now he's almost on the back bumper of the 5. Great run for not Montana Sherman. Robert Phantom here. As now he's caught up with the 5. He's peeking down to the inside. He might make a move into turn 1. He has room. Here comes Robert Phantom. He's trying to get his lead back. Sherman, though, I believe will hang on the exit of turn 2. But shouldn't pull away here. I don't think, at least. But Phantom has to deal with Pearson again. Pearson's just been a pain in his side. A thorn in his side. That's what I meant to say. And Riley Pearson now has a chance to take the lead, possibly, if she gets a good enough of a run in turn 1. No, she had to slow down a bit. Battling now with Phantom for a second. That should allow Sherman to pull away a bit. Well, he's not quite pulling away, but Pearson is not making it easy for... she's driving it in there. Riley Pearson's trying to get the lead. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And it's not going to quite work out. What she really needs to do is get clear of the 07 right now, but she cannot do that. Robert Phantom is not making it easy, and as I say that, she finally gets clear. She's going to clear Robert Phantom, and maybe she'll have a crack at the lead without any interference. Still has the fastest lap so far this race. as we're coming up on 40 laps to go. It's all been Montana Sherman, and so far, very clean race. We should be approaching pit stop soon, however. And we might soon have a battle for the lead if Pearson can catch up. Sherman kind of pulling away slightly. You can see the speed difference between Pearson and Phantom. She has a really fast 00 right now, and she pulled away from Robert Phantom, but can't quite catch up to Montana Sherman now. I don't know if that battle kind of hurt her a bit. Gallagher's still in last, and Brayton's still in last as well. Looks like that 04 has a terrible setup on it right now. See any changes with the positions? Jackson Ryan is still at 19th after all these laps. Pearson has gained some time on Sherman. Maybe it's her time to shine this time. I said time a lot there. But anyways, Pearson is tracking down Montana Sherman, trying to chase him down. Unless we got pit stops soon, then maybe she could play some strategies as Eagleton catches up to Phantom. Oh, she got a really good turns 3 and 4 right there. She's almost on the back bumper of Sherman. She's going to try to drive it into turn 1. Maybe has a chance here. I think that's too early of a move, and it's going to affect her a bit. Yes, it will. Sherman will easily clear out of turn 2. But she has a chance here in turn 3, I believe. If Sherman makes a mistake here, not quite. Got to be patient with these. And I think she might have a chance here into turn 1. No, she'll stay right behind. I spoke too soon. She's going to try it again. And she might have a chance this time. She's side by side with Sherman. Sherman isn't quite clear yet. Into the dog leg. And into turn 3, Pearson should have the advantage. Side by side here. Clear easily. New leader, Riley Pearson. Sherman gets a bit of a run on the outside of turn 4, but she's going to lead the lap, and she's going to be the new leader here in Phoenix. Sherman might pull a crossover. Not quite. Didn't have enough run. Didn't have enough of a run, and not enough momentum to get side by side with the 00, but now Riley Pearson, the new leader. Sherman kind of sliding up a bit. Pearson slides up a bit. Sherman might have a chance here. He had to check up a bit. Phantom waiting in the wings if these two make a mistake. And Pearson's going to pull away a bit here unless Sherman drives it into turn 1, and he will not. He'll be patient. Eagleton still battling with Phantom for third place there. As Riley Pearson gets some clean air in front. 28 issue. That is Dick Patrick, but the damage is 0, so that means he will not head to pit road. He just has a bit of a vibration, I guess you could say. Eagleton still fighting with Phantom for third behind. Side by side. Oh, did he clip the apron a bit? I can't tell. But it looks like he'll just stay right behind the 07 instead. As Sherman, oh, he's got a bit of a run. He's looking to the inside here. Doesn't have enough of a run, though, so he'll stay right behind Pearson. Now has a run here into turn 1. Does he have enough room to get side by side? Oh, maybe some contact there from the 5. Sherman's a former short track racer. I believe he likes these short tracks, as we've seen in the past. He could get a bit aggressive, perhaps, but it looks like Pearson will be able to hang on for now. Eagleton still battling with Phantom right behind for third. Can't win that battle. And we're about past halfway in this race. Still no signs of pit stops, but there should be at least one round, maybe. We'll have to wait and see on that verdict. As Sherman has a run here once again. Going to get side by side with Pearson. Pearson, though, I think is going to get the run off the corner. Can she be able to clear into turn 1? She can. She'll hang on. But Sherman still has a fast race car underneath him. And he's still trying to figure out a way to get by. 30 laps to go. And Pearson kind of pulling away now from Sherman. Sherman driving it into turns 3 and 4. Slides a bit. Can't get side by side with the 0-0 though. As Pearson will lead another lap. Still no signs of pit stops. Oh. Sherman now going to get side by side here with Riley Pearson out of turn 2. Side by side into the dogleg. This is how Pearson got the lead last time, and Sherman's going to try that same tactic, but he had to check up a bit, I believe. Or was it Pearson? I don't know, but it's going to work out for Sherman, and he's going to retake his lead all to himself. Dominant car today for Sherman. And we'll see if Pearson has a counterattack, because she has a fast car. And it's competing very well with the 5 right now. Sherman is not pulling away. That should be a good sign for Pearson. Oh, kind of a bad corner there. That's allowed Phantom to reel her back in, the 0-0. On the front stretch, does she decide to drive it into turn 1? Not quite. She'll stay right behind Sherman. She's not even close enough to do that, but you might as well try at least, maybe. What's the worst that can happen, obviously? And yeah, Sherman's pulling away a bit here, I believe. Yes, he is. He has a half a second lead right now on Pearson. Pearson might have wasted the tires here. She still holds the fastest lap currently, but trying to hang on to a second place, at least over Robert Phantom right now. Still no signs of pit stops yet, even though we're coming up on 20 to go. Maybe they'll happen near the end of the race. I'm not sure how long these drivers can last, as Sherman continues to pull away. Pearson just trying to keep it close, but is not really doing a good job of that right now. Oh, and we got pit stops. Looks like Sherman is coming in. Moving down to a bit of a lower line. The 5 car is in. Pearson, though, is going to stay out. Anybody else coming with Sherman? No, he's pitting very early, it seems like. Scheduled stop, no issues for the 5, so that'll be interesting to see how that strategy works. See if anybody decides to come in this time. Pearson, looks like she will, so will Phantom. We got pit stops. Eagleton is coming in. Couple cars staying out. Looks like Garcia and Manuel Martin. They're staying out. Hector Garcia will lead that lap. Martin on the inside. Tried to drive it in there. Couldn't. Let's see if they come in this time by. They probably should. And it looks like, yeah, Garcia and Martin, they're coming in. So is Anthony McClure, I believe. Tagola, meanwhile, though, stays out. Oh, I can't catch up to the T1. But yeah, Maria Tagola stays out for another lap. Trying a really long run strategy. So is George Bryan, Ryan Scarrett. They're probably hoping for a caution to come out. That would be a big advantage for them. But they should be coming in this time by. Yeah, Tagola and everybody else is coming in. So got to keep an eye on Sherman right now. And it looks like he has gotten in front of Pearson. So he should be the new leader after pit stops, I believe. And we'll be in front of Garcia and Manuel Martin pretty easily. Dealing with the lap traffic, though, that solar car of Bart Seiler kind of getting in the way of Sherman. Oh, it looks like Seiler stayed out. My bad. For a long extended period of time. Very interesting strategy. So did the 03 of Colt Scott. So interesting strategies by those two, I guess. And yeah, Sherman is easily going to beat those who just pitted out of pit road. Now it looks like he has a massive lead on Riley Pearson. 20 laps to go for Sherman. Hasn't won in RMS yet, but he might get his first ADS career win if everything goes exactly according to plan. Still saying Seiler is the leader currently. And Seiler, I believe, is still on pit road. Nope, he's coming out of pit road. Did Bart Seiler just pull off the strategy of the century? We'll see here. I don't know. I don't think he should be the leader. Yeah, no, he's not the leader, but that would have been funny. But anyways, time and scoring corrected. And now Sherman has over a second lead over Riley Pearson. Pearson still holds the fastest lap, but she is running out of time to possibly take the lead away from the 5. Crossing the start-finish line. Sherman, and he's pulling away. Looks like they got a good strategy, or a good setup on that 5. So far, still no cautions have come out. This might go all the way green, as Sherman is closing up on some lap traffic. Did something happen to the 4? So, Seji coming out of his pit stop collision, big collision there with Aaron Pulaski. Bad luck for the 4 there, and he's got front-end damage, and he had to spend a lap on pit road once again fixing that damage. Very unfortunate luck for Aaron Pulaski. So as I mentioned, the 5 is catching up to a lap car, that being Abby Buchanan. I'm not sure how much of a factor it's going to play in, as Pearson did cut the gap down somewhat. And of course, a caution coming out would completely change the strategy right now and completely destroy Sherman's lead, as he'll lead another lap. Probably locked up most laps led, I believe, and he grows his lead once again. So, yeah. I think that strategy is working out for Hector Garcia right now, as Martin fights with some drivers here. The 52, the 13. We have the new McClure rounding out the top 10. Wilson Reyes. Oh, it looks like we had trouble. Someone was in trouble. Sally Patrick! Damaged race car, and our first caution flag of the day. So Sally Patrick, engine expired on the 41, as here comes Aaron Pulaski, who is currently a lap down, and he's going to make contact with Sally Patrick, and that sends Patrick spinning around into the outside wall. Yellow flags waving. Obviously, Pulaski making contact means he loses the lucky dog, actually. Fun fact. Neil Dick has his own little weird accident going on. He kind of gets loose, I guess slowing down, and makes contact with Burt Brayton, and that sends him into the outside wall. Kind of heavy damage to that 47. Sherman up ahead. I think that's why he slowed down so much. He was trying to avoid Neil Dick colliding with the outside wall, and he goes to a bit of a slower line, as you can see, as well as Abby Buchanan. He goes to the apron, and that's going to allow Riley Pearson to just fly by Montana Sherman. As Sherman is on the apron now, getting slowed up by Sally Patrick, as you can see. And wow, that is just bad luck for Sherman once again, dominating the race, had a massive lead over Riley Pearson, and now he's in a bit of trouble as our first caution flag of the day flies. Getting ready for the restart here at Phoenix. No pit stops under this caution, as the lap cars line up on the inside. So I know how I said Aaron Pulaski won't get the wave around, the lucky dog, but it actually turned out Ricky Perkett was the first car 1 lap down, obviously, when the leaders crossed the line to take the caution. And that's when I consider the first car 1 lap down, I believe, but that's at least what timing and scoring said. But anyways, we're getting ready for the restart. Top 10 currently is Riley Pearson, Robert Phantom Larry Eagleton, Grace Sachs, Montana Sherman. I'm going to only do the top 5 because we're about to restart with about 10 laps to go. Riley Pearson leading. Green flags back out. Pearson is going to clear the lap traffic. Oh, not quite. Not quite yet. Sachs trying to take advantage of this restart as Pearson will be able to clear Abby Buchanan. Phantom, though, not quite clear. Oh, no, and I spoke too soon once again. Here comes Abby Buchanan on the inside of Riley Pearson. Kind of making things complicated. Phantom's there as well. 10 laps to go. Can Pearson hang on? She might be able to get clear. Oh, Phantom's being aggressive. Using the middle lane. 3 wide with the lap car. They're both going to clear. Robert Phantom's trying to get the lead. Gray Sachs right behind, waiting to take advantage. Here comes Robert Phantom. He's going to clear, and he's back out front. What a move by the Phantom. 9 laps to go. Can Riley Pearson create a counterattack? Hector Garcia with a great restart. So did Samuel Levester. And Anthony McClure. Peter Onchek into the top 10. Sherman is really getting slowed up by the lap traffic as well. Lucen Reyes, not Colton Scott, taking advantage of that as well. Pearson's under fire from second. Here comes Grace Sachs out of nowhere. Pearson, I think, definitely had some short run speed, and it's not working. And Phantom's got a huge lead now as they're battling for second behind. Grace Sachs trying to take advantage of that, side by side. Pearson trying to hang on to her second place and trying to make a comeback of some sort. Crossing the start-finish line, she barely had second place. Phantom is just pulling away as they continue to battle for second behind. Levester looks like he'll pick up 4th place. McClure up to 5th. Onjak really got a great restart, and he's flying through the field like it's no one's business. And Grace Sachs will now pick up 2nd place, and we'll see if he can chase down Robert Phantom for the lead. Almost a 2nd lead for Phantom, thanks to those cars being side by side. He's on kind of cruise control right now as Pearson loses another position. Here comes Anthony McClure out of nowhere. Phantom now has the fastest lap as Levester also out of nowhere as well. Pearson is just, man, she's falling like a rock. I'm not sure what happened to that car, as now Phantom now has a 1 second advantage, as McClure might try to get second here if he can be able to. He cannot. Sachs will hang on to that as those two pull away from Samuel Levester. Onjak now on the inside of the 00. Pearson will be able to clear, so Manuel Martin will be there now as well. Sherman still falling back somewhat. Got about 4 laps to go, I think. Pearson trying to counterattack. Phantom's lead has shrunken down a bit. Grace Sachs is trying to make something happen here late. We'll see if he can be able to do that. 3 laps to go for Robert Phantom. Battling for 3rd behind. Levester trying to pick up that position. And Phantom's lead is back up to a 2nd, more than a 2nd. He might have this in the bag, but never say never. Anything could happen, as we saw Sherman. Something happened, and he could not take advantage of that and actually had a disadvantage. As Phantom will come out of turn 4, 2 laps to go. Grace Sachs is a little bit out of sight right now. And he grows his lead once again. That clean air working for him. The pole sitter trying to win here today. Really fast in qualifying. Fast in practice as well, I believe. As he comes out of turn 4, he's going to see the white flag this time by 1 lap to go for Robert Phantom. Grace Sachs just a speck in the rearview mirror as he is gone. The 07 just completely dominant right now. No one can slow him down. Takes advantage of the caution coming out. as he comes around turns 3 and 4 for the final time. No issues here. Robert Phantom is going to become the second ADS regular to win. He wins at Phoenix. Close battle for third. That was Anthony McClure's position, and he won it. Just barely. There goes Robert Phantom celebrating his first ever ADS win by doing burnouts as he becomes the second ADS regular to win a race this season. Thank you all for watching this race replay of Phoenix. We will see you next time when we're in California. That should be fun. I'll see you then. Goodbye. Top 20 game points should be coming up soon.